The administration of distinguished Senator Uzodimma came into being on the 15th of January 2020 after the Supreme Court of Nigeria had declared him the authentic winner of 2019 election on the 14th of January 2020. He took over formally and strongly on the 15th of January. And within the same week, his opponents, the People Democratic Party, and Right Honorable Meki Edua, went back to the Supreme Court for a review of that judgment. That was a substantial distraction. That was even a subtraction from the 100 days we are talking about, because that review process lasted until 3rd of March, when the Supreme Court reaffirmed the judgment of January 14th. So you can see that even the 100 days we are talking about is already short by over 35 days. 5 days of distraction, 35 days of unnecessary legal struggle once more by the opposition. That 35 days was supposed to be a major focus for a new administration to take over. So it becomes difficult to even think that the distinguished Senator Uzodimma has been governor for 100 days. And having said so, I must say that within 15th of January and today, when distinguished Senator Uzodimma took over as the governor of Imo State, he has really surprised bookmakers. He has surprised all and sundry. He has surpassed, by my assessment, my expectations of his performance as a governor of Imo State. I say so because the previous administration, where somebody was declared a winner before the handover date, a transition committee was set up, a formal handover process took place, and leading to a formal handover. So there was adequate preparation and then adequate takeover. Distinguished Senator Uzodimma took over the governance of Imo State just from nobody. And there was no handover as we speak, and there was no foundation laid for him. But with the hands-on experience at his disposal, both from the public and private sector, he started like a professional administrator. He started like somebody who has been around government over the years. First, he has been able to do a careful and critical study of all the ministries, departments, and agencies of Imo State government, and of course all the local government councils within that short period. On his palms are the problems and prospects of Imo State. So for me, that is a major achievement. He's been calm, calculated, focused, and determined to take Imo to a next level. He has done quite well, exceedingly well. He has been able to deliver both tangible and intangible dividends of democracy. He's been able to lay solid foundation for rule of law and constitutional democracy. Distinguished Senator Uzodimma, the governor of Imo State, has done very well on both ends. The rule of law is completely in place. He has been able to sign into law the Criminal Justice Administration, which makes it possible for judiciary to dispense justice without hindrances, and making it possible also for the citizen to access justice without difficulty, as well as making it possible for the congestion of the prisons, which is good for our democracy. And he's been able to ensure a stable legislature for Imo. Today, you have an Imo State House of Assembly that is rank-free, Imo State House of Assembly that is united and focused, and more prepared to discharge its legislative functions better than the past 9 or 8 years thereabout. And this was done without any form of harassment or intimidation. And I'm so happy that that aspect was achieved, because we used to have a near moribund legislature, before its arrival, a legislature that was more or less an appendage of the executive. Today you have a legislature that is almost autonomous, clearly on their own, doing its own businesses the way it suits. Within the 100 days in office, he's been able to supervise a free and smooth transition from one chief judge at the head of the judiciary to another chief judge. And to his credit, for the first time in the history of Imo, we have a female chief judge. These intangible achievements may not mean so much to our people, but those achievements mean so much to democracy. On the other hand, distinguished Senator Hope Uzodinma has been able to put in process strategies to revamp ailing, moribund parastatals in the state. The Adapam Nigeria Limited that has not been producing palm oil for the past 15 years is now producing palm oil. The mill has been rehabilitated, is functioning in full capacity. This is no mean achievement at all, because at a point it looks like the rehabilitation of Adapam was going to be an impossible task. But here is a man who just assumed office, past 100 days, and oil is flowing from there. Similar step is being taken to rehabilitate the Abu Poultry through the new Ministry of Livestock Development. I'm also sure you know that water is now running in Owerri metropolis. For decades now, it's been almost impossible for water to run in Owerri. Distinguished Senator Hope Uzodinma has been able to rehabilitate water supply in Owerri Township within 100 days in office. More exciting to me is the fact that he didn't come into office as a confused person. He didn't come into office unprepared. He didn't assume office as somebody who didn't know what to do. And so he didn't engage in blame games. He didn't come in and started looking for who to apportion blame to. He came in and faced governance squarely and inherited meaningful ongoing projects with vigor from the previous administration. And he did not abandon any. He encouraged contractors to go back to site on roads already awarded by the previous administration, and expected that serious contractors will continue. And of course, unserious contractors were thrown out of sight and new contractors were put in place. As I speak to you, a lot of major projects going on in Owerri are nearing completion. I'm sure you know of the Control Post World Bank Omogoma Road is receiving very serious attention. I'm sure in a couple of weeks from now, that nightmare being experienced by people who live in that area, and indeed Imo people generally, will become a thing of the past. Same for Port Harcourt route and Chukwumangoa and so on and so forth. So these are achievements of a man who is knowledgeable enough to pilot the affairs of Imo. Salaries are paid promptly, and pensions are also paid. Distinguished Senator Hope Uzodinma is the governor of Imo at a time when the coronavirus became an issue. He's able to live above the expectations of some people. He has put in place structures and strategies to ensure that pandemic is contained, to ensure that the COVID-19 is checked in Imo. He put in place the Imo Initiative, designed to ensure the safety and good health of Imo people. Within the COVID-19 challenge, been able to provide palliatives across the states and local government areas to cushion the effects of the strict guidelines put in place to mitigate against the infection of our people in Imo. One of the things he has done was to identify loopholes in the IGR generation in Imo. All the leakages are being identified and being blocked, shoring up the internally generated revenue of Imo. In addition, he's been able to tackle the issue of security with all seriousness. Logistics have been provided for security agencies in the state, even up to the local government level, to check the presence of crime and criminality, to check the once prevalent cases of kidnapping and armed robbery in Imo. And I think that effort is paying off because there are no cases of crime being reported on a daily basis as used to be. It's paying off because you hardly can hear of cases of kidnapping and armed robbery anywhere around Imo as it used to be. And I guess Imo people are comfortable. They sleep with their two eyes closed now. One of the things I expect him to do now is to put in place a high-powered economic team to begin to think out of the box as to where and how next Imo will survive during the post-COVID-19 era, and especially with the dwindling price of crude oil, which is the mainstay of Nigerian economy generally. I think that we need to look for alternative, look to think properly of how to sustain the economy of Imo in the coming months and years.
Okay, are there other areas that you would want to commend His Excellency?
Well, there are too many areas to commend him. I commend him for his maturity in ignoring distractors, in handling issues coming from the opposition, and remaining focused and unperturbed about what losers would think and do to derail his administration. I commend him so much, and I commend him for his open heart. I commend him for his kindness and generosity. I commend him for being fair and equitable. I commend him for not playing politics at the time of governance, because this is not the time for him to play politics, and he's not playing politics at all with the welfare and the well-being of Imo people. And I pray God to continue to give him the wisdom to continue to steer the ship of Imo, steadily and successfully.
Okay, you're from Ohajeboma
Yep.
Oguta.
Yep.
And you are one of the major stakeholders in that area.
Yep.
How has the area benefited from this administration, and the area been this youth restiveness? Has it been able to? They're going to be able to stem youth restiveness in the area. Tell us the benefits of the area for these governments.
Well, I come from the oil producing areas of Ohajeboma and Oguta. One of the best things that happened to us is that we have distinguished Senator Opozodema as the governor of Imo State today. He is a man who is very much abreast of the operations of the workings in the oil sector more than ever before. A governor is showing interest in the welfare and well-being of people of Ohajeboma and Oguta, the oil-producing local government areas of Imo. And we're very glad that you're there now. The 1999 Constitution, as amended, provided for 13% oil derivation fund for oil-producing states, and by extension, the oil-producing communities in the country. And the government of Imo before now, within 1999 thereabouts, never used that fund for the development of Ohajeboma and Oguta, never. Until 2006, when I took it as a responsibility to do a bill that established Imo State Oil Producing Areas Development Commission, popularly known as ISOPADEC, which functioned between 2007 and 2011. Between 2011 until the arrival of His Excellency Distinguished Senator Opozodema as Governor of Imo State, that commission was virtually moribund. That commission was unable to deliver any form of amenity to either Oguta local government area or Ohajeboma local government area. All the funds accruable to that commission was messed up. Nobody could account for them, even as we speak. Within these 3 months, I can assure you, Distinguished Senator Opozodema has been able to save the fund of that commission up to above ₦1 billion. And that money is going to be managed by the people of Ohajeboma and Oguta. Ohajeboma and Oguta people will determine what to do with that fund. It has never happened in the history of Ohajeboma and Oguta. It has never happened in the history of Imo that the people will now decide what to do with their money, which project do they want the money to be used for.